Welcome back, Sangat ji, after the break. I hope to see Jada Gapilian had a biscuit, as I always say to you. So before I introduce my next set of guests, I have a thought of the day. One small positive thought in the morning can change the entire outcome of the day. I found that actually does work. Actually, whenever you wake up, if you think of something really positive, and actually one of the most positive things we can think of is actually being content with what we have. So, you know, recently my experience was that going to the Gurdwara and speaking to some of the Sangat, they were just saying that the first thing you think of is Vaheguru, just do even Vaheguru Simran, even that just sets off the day for being very positive and just thanking Vaheguru for what we do have, because sometimes we tend to look at what we don't have. But if we start the day with one positive thought, then that can change the entire outcome of the day. And actually today we just had, the first guest that we had on was Tony Banj, who is a boxer. That's very positive and very inspirational for Sadi youth and for, you know, everybody watching. It's very good to see Sadi Sikh representing and going into such fields. So the next set of guests that I have today is two inspirational and very positive people from the local community, the youth that are here, two young professionals. ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ just about the Gurdwara Sahib and how we can get the youth involved, how they can come forward, and a bit of an educational actually interview with them to find out how we can encourage the youngsters so that ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਆ ਸਕਦੇ to get involved with your opinions, and maybe we can change things going forward within the Gurdwara and within the local community. So let's go over and introduce them. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Baji, if you could do a quick introduction, your name, what you do, a little bit about yourself. Please.
Okay, so my name is Randeep Singh. I'm a local resident in Southall. For my full-time job, I'm a senior policy advisor for central government. I'm doing that for a year. Previous to that, I was an accountant for 7 years.
Okay, amazing. How was it to be an accountant?
It was, it's not as boring as everyone thinks it is.
Really? I thought it was.
But recently, working government is quite interesting, because obviously what's going on with Brexit and so forth, so it's quite an interesting place to be here.
Very good. Well, big welcome, warm welcome to you. Baji, we know you already, but if you could do a quick intro really on yourself as well, please.
I'm Ravinder Singh, born and raised and educated here in Southall area, and my background is of IT and business. So.
Thank you. Baji, can I just say, actually, I really like the shirt. I've been saying it to you off air. Yeah, amazing shirt, you know that, very nice. So can we, I guess, like, just to start off with, you know, the topic today is obviously about the youth getting involved in the Gurdwara Sahib. You know, how can we encourage them to come forward? I guess my first question would be, how do we get the youth into the Gurdwara Sahib? What is it that we need to do?
I think it's probably worth mentioning first that over the years there's been massive kind of growth in Sikh youth organisations. So if it's homeless, helping the homeless, or running Sikhi camps, running YouTube channels like Basis Sikhi, I think there's been a massive drive by the youth taking the initiative and kind of doing things themselves.
Yeah.
And so your question about how do we get people into the Gurdwara, it's basically, okay, is the Gurdwara providing the functions or the facilities that the youth need? And that could be anything from, you know, an English pracharak who speaks the language of the youth and kind of explain things in their language.
Yes.
Because gone are the days where you can kind of force people to learn Punjabi and then kind of say, okay, hon, now you can listen to Gatha. It's kind of, how do you provide that incentive for youth to come to God and say, hey, you know, we've got beautiful faith.
Yes.
You know, why don't you kind of learn about it in your own way, which is your own language or kind of bite size.
Yeah.
And then lighting that spark and saying, okay, now you're ready, why don't you move on to learning Gurmukhi, learning Punjabi, so you can start learning part, and kind of listen to more deeper Gatha. And it's kind of how do you facilitate that within the current system?
Exactly.
Is the key question here.
Yeah.
And our kind of thought is that actually that needs to be provided by the leadership of the Gurdwara. If they understand the issues that the youth are going through, so whether it's kind of, you know, issues at home, depression is a big thing within the youth.
Yes.
Exam stress obviously adds to that. Drug or alcohol addiction. If the leadership can understand those issues and kind of be able to facilitate some kind of help for them within the Gurdwara. Yeah. Because the Gurdwara essentially is and should be a community hub.
Yeah. Sorry,
I was just going to say, and if they can kind of understand the issues and kind of relate to them, and then kind of almost kind of gear the program of the Gurdwara around those things and kind of draw people in. I think that will be the first place to start.
But do you also think, Jadi Sada Youth here, we need to be coming forward to do more seva? So we're more recognised as well within the Gurdwara Sahib.
Yeah.
Is there a bit of a... I mean, I guess
it's a bit like catch-22 because
so how?
If the elders don't see you at the Gurdwara, they don't think, well, we need to make facilities available to you because you're not here. And then the youth saying, well, we don't come because there's no facilities or programs for us. So it's catch-22. And I totally get your point, which is that youth need to be going to the Gurdwara and say, hey, we want to take part in this.
Yeah.
Can you kind of provide us with facilities or different programs, special programs for us specifically?
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, I think the youth should be going and saying, hey, we're part of the community. Gurdwara is Sada Sanjaya. And we would like to take part, but we don't kind of really understand this aspect. Can we have it in a certain way where we can understand?
Yeah.
And I probably can guarantee the Gurdwara will be actually accommodating of that. But like you say, it takes both sides to kind of come together.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Baji. And Baji, could you tell me a little bit about how do you feel, Jantasi Gurdwara, the Jande, and what, I guess, what are your positives? What are the negatives? What do you feel that the youth, or what are we lacking basically? But tell me about how you feel initially when you go to the Gurdwara.
Obviously, the more you go, and the greater your relationship is.
Hanji.
So my relationship compared to what it was, let's say 10, 15 years ago, is totally different. Now I would say I'm quite regularly going to the Gurdwara, and so especially with Park Avenue, I feel at home. When I'm at Park Avenue, that's it's like so that does develop as you're going there, and obviously the more that's, as VG said, more services and more it's catered for you.
Yes.
The greater your bond will be,
Hanji.
and the more you will be, you will want to get involved in that seva. And when you go in there and somebody says Fateh to you, Pyar de naal, you recognize people, you feel like a bit of a family atmosphere.
Yes.
So. And you said positive and negative?
Yeah, I guess it's fantastic. We know why we go to the Gurdwara. Well, actually, do we know, some of us? But as in, it's that thing of we feel we have a positive, but then there's also that negative. What are they for you?
I think, to be honest, most of us don't know why we go to the Gurdwara.
Yeah.
We go there, matha tek, and that's it. And the truth is, we go there to realise who we actually are, to connect with the truth, to connect with Waheguru. So, and that knowledge isn't being given to most of us. I mean, I've been going to Park Avenue for most of my life.
Yeah.
But I didn't, in the last couple of years, the amount I've got with the Sunday Katha, I didn't get that throughout most of my life.
Yeah.
Right? So that the truth of why we're going there or what is life about, that needs to be given to us. And it does need to be given, in the way that we understand it. And I would say my Punjabi is quite strong compared to most of the youngsters born here.
Which is brilliant.
But so if I didn't get it, how are they getting it? So obviously they're going to suffer, they're going to struggle even more. So there is the potential. There are Gurdwaras, our Qaum, we have so much to offer, and when we do something, when we unite and we do something, it has a big effect. So, but at the moment we're not realizing, the potential that's there and what we can do.
So, okay, so I guess what more needs to be done? So we have organisations like, say, for example, we've got Basics of Sikhi, they're their regular slot that they have. But actually, that's once a week. What about the other 6 days a week where, the youth are they have that thirst of Masikna, I want to meet my Guru, I want to know what Gobind. Where is that gap? What is the problem actually for why we don't see more organisations coming into the Gurdwara to do Katha, and educate people so people can understand at least? I think actually, I want to go back into the Gurdwara Sahib. I want to learn more. What is it that needs to be done?
I think it's that disconnect between the leadership and the kind of 90% of the Sangat which aren't kind of practicing Sikhs. So what we have is within our community is kind of stereotypes where if someone doesn't look like the parents of the practicing Sikh, they might feel like they'll be looked down upon at the Gurdwara, or they kind of think, some people might think badly of me, and so that kind of puts them off.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of environment, so we need to fix.
Yes.
And the way you fix that is by, like you say, bringing lights of Base for Sikhi or Seek to Inspire. Bringing in organisations which kind of pull these people together and say, hey guys, look, Sikhi's really easy.
Yeah.
If you follow it this way,
yeah.
And we can teach you in your own language at your own kind of time.
Yeah.
And so I think that's, like you say, it's kind of expanding that. Okay, so we have 1 hour slot. How can we expand that? How can we run more Sikhi courses? And if you touch on the Nandgaj as well, basic Sikhi do the Nandgaj courses. So it's just kind of like, expanding that current offering and seeing how demand is. We're not saying, that they have to do it every single day. Just trial it and see how many people actually engage, and then on that you can kind of see how the demand is.
So you talked a little bit about it's down to the leadership team. What is the role of the management committee? What is it that they do?
Essentially, it's the name, so they basically manage the facilities of the Gurdwara. So that could be anything from making sure that the langar hall has enough atta, has the resources, has the money to kind of buy rations, to organising the stage. So who kind of, which kirtan is going to be on today, which Gatha Wajib is on today, what kind of programs are coming out, what kind of special events should we book, Nagar Kirtans, for example. So, and overarching, kind of underpinning all of that is kind of making sure the Gurdwara is run as per the constitution of the Gurdwara, and making sure that the Gurdwara assets are put to use for the Pala of the Sangat.
What would make a good management committee then, really? From a youth perspective, what would you say are the key strengths that is needed? Because that's what's actually going to be then incorporated down, to the members or to the Sangat, because that's what it is. It's the leadership team. It's what they do is what, like myself, if I go to the Gurdwara, I'm going to look at it like, oh, okay, so this is stemmed down from the committee. What is it that they need as a positive, like strengths-wise, what's important?
It's our belief that actually a Gurdwara committee, a management committee, should be representative of the local Sangat. Because if they don't represent the Sangat in terms of gender, age, how are they able to kind of relate to the issues that particular age group or gender might feel? So I think having that representation, equal representation, is really important. So you just say kind of, how do you feel, if the management committee is 21 men, and they're all in 65 plus, do you think they kind of represent, or they kind of, you can relate to them, or they can relate to your issues, or how you would want to approach Sikhi? So I think representation is key, and it's not just in Gurdwara politics, it's national politics as well. Gender equality is a big thing, and everyone, even in the corporate organisations that I worked for, kind of appreciate that, because everyone has the different ways of kind of looking at things, and I think that kind of adds to that brings value to the thing.
And obviously, if you need to be part of the management committee, obviously there's a process, right? You need to become a member, am I correct? Could you tell me, why is it important to become a member? What are the reasons?
I think, so it's just basically, obviously being a member, you can vote, but that's not in my opinion, that's not the primary reason that you should be a member. Being a member, that membership card allows you to get into those meetings when they're passing motions, so if they're going to make any big changes in the Gurdwara, let's say for example, they were going to change the site of the Gurdwara, and so they're going to have a discussion on that. If you don't have that membership card, even no matter what your concerns are, you can't get into that meeting and ask questions and say, I don't agree with this or I do agree with this. So whether you vote or not, you should have a voice in your Guru's house, have that membership card, and then you can see afterwards if somebody deserves your vote or they don't. That's up to you, but apne Guru ghar ch apni awaaz bhi honi chahiye hai, regardless of anything else. So that's my personal opinion.
So really what you're trying to say is really you need to be in it to be able to make a change. So the youth that are watching, if they want to get involved, it's quite easy to be at home and say how you feel, but you need to be a part of it to give your opinions. So for our viewers that are watching, they may not even be aware about membership or, how to even go about becoming a member. What would you like to say to them? What is it that they need to know if they're looking to become a member?
So at Singh Sabha South Hall, the membership is currently open. It's open till the 29th of August. Every day, 12 to 6. And they need to do, so the requirements are you have to be 18 years and older. And you have to be living in the boroughs of Harrow, Hillingdon, Hounslow, Ealing. And all you do is you turn up at Havelock Road, Gurdwara, between 12 and 6 every single day. And you say, okay, I'd like to become a member. And you need to take 2 IDs with you. One is your passport, and the other is just a proof of address. And the fee is £5,
Yeah.
and it's a one-off fee for 3 years, and the process literally just takes less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
And it's free
yeah.
for over 65, so
Oh,
anybody
okay.
over 65 is free. So,
Yeah, brilliant.
yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. So Sangaji, that's very important for our viewers today that are watching. 29th of August, the date is closing. So please, if the CV's on there to become members, please go ahead and get involved. But also, I guess, leading on from that, I'd like to know, Baji, for Sunday viewers that are still a bit sceptical and think, well, like, I'm fine just going to the Gurdwara. I don't want to be a part of the Gurdwara politics. What would you like to say to them? Because I think this is probably where maybe there might be a bit of a problem, that people may not fully understand, that actually you're not actually going to be involved for, like, it's not going to be bad for you. It's actually good. You're giving an opinion, right?
Yeah.
You're getting, but for those people that are still a bit skeptical, I'm quite happy. I'll just go to the Gurdwara, come home. Don't want to be a part of anything else. Like, does Sikhi kehna chahoge to them to encourage them?
I think, so if we look at the national elections, we registered to vote. So we're on the electoral register. And then it's our choice if we want to vote or not.
Yeah.
But we like to have that choice. So what we're saying is, having membership at the Gurdwara doesn't mean that you're political in the Gurdwara. That means you have a voice.
Yeah.
You have the right to use it or not.
Okay.
And so it's not political. It's actually saying, hey, I want to play an active role in my community.
Yes.
Because it's not just the faith, it's actually community side of what Gurdwara stands for.
Yeah.
And it's saying, okay, I've got some ideas, and I want to be able to have my voice heard. As Ravinder Singh ji said, you can kind of take part in, decisions that are really important, like if the site's moving or whatever.
Yes.
But also, as a member, you can raise your own concerns. So you can bring a motion forward.
Right. Okay.
You can say, hey, to the whole general body, you can say, okay, I'd like to put this motion across, and then they'll actually have a vote on it.
Yes.
So that could be anything of, okay, I'd like to increase the facilities for young kids who come to the Gurdwara. Don't have a place or a room where they can sit and kind of learn about Sikhi in an interactive way. Yeah. Or I like to improve the facilities, the toilet facilities, because I can change my young babies, in a good manner. Yes. And so that's your power. And being a member, you're part of the general body, which is basically the supreme. It's kind of, as a collective, the members are supreme. And they're above the committee, so they can kind of hold the committee to account. Every 6 months, the committee produces a report for the members, and you can look at the finances. You can look at the reports on the Khalsa Primary School, for example, or what facilities and what programs the Gurdwara has been doing, how it's been going about doing it, and you can kind of use that, and that's their way of kind of being accountable to the member. Yeah. And so, going back to your point, there's many reasons why you should become members. Yeah. Just how we become members of of gyms and different organizations, because we would like to be kind of say, okay, that institution, my views are aligned to that institution. Yeah. So just how you join Labour Party with someone. Yeah. We're saying the same way you should be joining your Gurdwara and having and giving your input.
And Baji, if you could actually emphasise on that as well, because you're here today, you're here on a live show, and Sikh channels probably it's the biggest platform, Hannah. To see message there, to the Sangha. What more would you like to say to encourage them to get involved? Because actually, from me sitting here now, I've just realised myself that I thought the same thing, that it's becoming a member. I actually thought, well, where is my say going to go? It's not going to go anywhere. This was my own thought. It's not going to go anywhere. I can't really be involved. And I've learnt that sitting with you here today. There's a lot of people that are probably watching. They probably want to know a lot more about the positives. Tell us a bit more about that. What more would you like to say to them to encourage them to become members?
It's just about we're trying to have an awakening of people, Hannah, and so bring everybody together. So if we don't have the membership, again, it's just another way of having that bond, our connection with our Guru Ka, Hannah. So again, as VG said, whether you use it to vote or not, that seems to become it's all about voting, but it's not essentially. Yeah. It's about having that link to that Guru Ka, having your say in there, Hannah, and being a part of it. So if I think membership last time was maybe 10,000, but maybe something like 50,000 regular Sangat come to that Gurdwara. Okay. So should those Sangat not have a say in what happens in the Gurdwara, or should they not have, at least a voice, even if they don't use it? Yes. They should. And most of us, I think, are too shy to get involved in these things, and we don't want, to cause any trouble or anything. But it's not. You don't have to do anything about it. You just have that say there. And, you know, if it's your Guru Kar, if you have faith in Guruji and you have pyar for your Gurdwara, then you should be a member. There's nothing else to do with it.
Yeah.
No politics, nothing comes into it.
Yeah.
You know, it's £5, and like we said, for over 65s, it's free.
It's free, yeah.
So it's not a big deal. For most of us, we will spend that going to McDonald's or whatever, you know, Rockies or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But so it's, my humble benti is just become a member.
Yeah.
You know, it take you 15 minutes at the moment to go to the 15 minutes you're in and out. Afterwards, if you wait till the last few days, the queues get big.
Yeah.
But, so.
I think, Benji, the point here is that if we kind of, we can't just sit back, we have to take responsibility. If someone's going, you know, if someone's following the wrong directions, we will have a responsibility to kind of say, hey, that's not the way to go, it's this way to go. And we will have that responsibility to do that.
Yeah.
And most of us, you know, especially the guys who are, you know, first generation, born here, second generation, have skills and experiences that the Gurdwara badly needs. So if either you're a teacher, you can help with the kind of, how the Gurdwara improve its educational program? If you're an accountant, how does it improve its financial systems? You know, we all have something to give. And the membership allows you to be part of, kind of officially part of that.
Yes.
And say, hey, you know, I'm a member and I've got X qualities. I'd like to be part of some kind of project where we're looking at, you know, either building a new school or how do we introduce these new systems or a new IT system.
Yeah.
It's kind of we should be taking our responsibility to say, look, I want to give something back.
Yeah.
And on the other side, the leadership, so we should be accommodating of that, saying, you know, regardless of your parents or your background, if you want to do something, then you should be able to do that.
Yeah.
But it's our kind of responsibility to take that up.
Yeah, no, fair enough. So we've got about 5 minutes left, and obviously I'm conscious of, we haven't actually spoke about what parties are actually running in the elections. If you could run through a brief of who they are and a little bit of information for people that are watching.
Yeah, so traditionally there's always been two parties.
Okay.
And they are the Share Party and the Baj Party.
Yeah.
And from 2014, there was a third party called Tera, Panth, Vasse, commonly known as TPV, who are standing again this time round.
Okay.
So there'll be three parties. And the ballot paper will basically have 3 columns.
Yes. Okay.
And under each column, for one column for each party, and they'll have the list of their members, candidates who are standing for them.
Yeah.
And the Sangat can actually choose, you know, 777 if they wanted to.
Okay.
It's not, you have to, if you vote for one person from one particular party, you can only vote for those candidates from that party.
Okay.
You can kind of, and this is quite something that's not really well known.
No.
Because traditionally it's always been kind of bulk, so you kind of vote in blocks.
Okay.
But actually you can vote as in whatever portion you want to.
Yeah, okay. And for people that are watching that maybe might want a bit more information, you know, are you available to give any details for where they could contact you? They may want to have a chat with you, or where could they go to get a bit more information? Because, you know, it's great, Sadi Sangat Dekhiya, but there may be some that maybe aren't watching, and somebody could pass on the message to them, but they may want to get in touch with somebody, because you kind of feel a bit more comfortable when you speak to someone about it, whether you speak to them on the phone or whether you get in contact via a website. Where would you like to direct them so that they could get more information on this? Okay,
so we're on all the social platforms, so Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. So Tera Panth Vasse is the handle. And they can private message us from any of those platforms, and we're happy to share our kind of contact details. You can also contact us by email, terapanthvasse@gmail.com. And while membership's still being made, where mostly there's always some representation at the Gurdwara. So people can come and ask questions, what our pledges are like. But I think our only benti is that, you know, you should make membership, but you should also understand what the different parties are offering as well. And how they kind of align to your way of thinking. Because traditionally it might be, okay, my relative's standing, so I feel obliged. But, you know, you don't do that for national politics. You think, okay, what are my views on tuition fees, or what are my views on defence? Similarly, you should be thinking, okay, which party is offering services that I need or my family needs? And you should be voting on that.
And then just once again, really, Baji, you know, you were saying to become a member, you can become a member, you don't have to vote. Like, some people may not feel, like, somebody might want to become a member, Hannah, but they may think, oh, I don't actually want to place a vote. So that's okay to do? They can,
You become a member.
We've got less than a minute left, sorry.
You can choose afterwards whether somebody deserves your vote or not. So even if they don't, at least you still got that voice in your Guru's house.
So really, you'd just like to say to Sangat, get involved, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you for coming
Thank you
on
for your
and obviously, providing that education for our Sangat. So thank you. Sangat, I hope this you enjoy Kita Sega. I hope you found it very educational for yourselves. And, like both Baji said, get involved so that your voice can be heard as well. And maybe we can make a change within our local community. Just one quick announcement. Please don't forget the Rice Lip Smargam, 1st, 2nd, 3rd of September, www.santishasingh.com. And it's live on Sikh channel. Be covering all 3 days. And as we always say, please come to see us. Please sanu fateh balayo, because we always get happy when we see our Pyari Sangat. Have a very good week ahead. God bless you all. God bless your families and stay in Chaddi Kala. If mere to koi galtiyan bhi hoye, please menu maaf kariyo. Pulla chokani maafi. Vaheguru ji ka khalsa. Vaheguru ji ki fateh.
ਸਿੰਘ ਸਭਾ ਸਪੋਰਟਸ ਕਲੱਬ ਫਰਾਂਸ ਵੱਲੋਂ 19 ਅਗਸਤ ਨੂੰ ਤੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਮੇਲਾ ਤੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਖੇਡ ਮੁਕਾਬਲੇ